Segment number 3, Teddy covers. We got Watch What You Bet, talking Eastern Conference as it gets underway tonight. We got my favorite team, the Milwaukee Bucks, versus the Toronto Raptors. Looks like Bucks minus 6.5, total at 218. Money line plus 230 on the Raptors, minus 280 on the Bucks. Couple things here. Raptors 44-48 against the number on the season, 10-6 ATS as a dog. We also got on the other side Bucks 55-33 ATS on the season, 46-30 against the spread as a favorite, and 26-17 ATS at home this season. Seeing some over money here. What do you see in game 1 of this series, Teddy?
Well, we're getting a lot of pro Bucks quotes. I'll tell you that much. Giannis, quote, against Boston, you can go down 1-0 and still be fine. But against Toronto, it's hard to be in that spot when you lose the first game at your home. George Hill, who's been a difference maker, an absolute difference maker for the Bucks this postseason, to the backup point guard spot. The first game against Boston woke us up. We're staying active. We aren't just sitting here waiting. Last time we took advantage of the rest. But this time we're being smart not to over-rest. So, they're saying the right things in that regard. Raptors coach Nick Nurse has already given us excuses. Quote, it's a totally different style than we've just been through in our last 2 series. Those were set play teams, pretty methodical on offense. They'd come down and run things and run some post-ups and run stuff for certain guys. I'm not saying Milwaukee doesn't do some of that too, but they would much rather spread the floor, give it to a guy, put their head down and take it to the rim, put it in the basket. If you send help, they'll fire it out. They're going to shoot a ton of threes. Kyle Lowry knows what he's going against. They've got a lot of weapons. They're pretty deep, and they shoot the ball as well as anyone. They've got a one-man fast break in Giannis, and they got a point guard, Bledsoe, who's really, really good at physical. They got George Hill coming off the bench and playing. Lowry sounds worried, and this is a Raptors team that's coming off the biggest win in franchise history, a buzzer beater from Kawhi Leonard. You know the celebration was enormous. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen more Bucks money. We've seen a little trickle of Bucks money. The 6s that were there yesterday, they're 6.5s today. But there's been enough support for Toronto in the markets to keep this line from moving to 7. I'll give you a hint. None of that Raptors money is mine.
Watch what you bet on the diamond, talking, can the Rockies take another game in Boston, Teddy? And I'll tell you, that game last night, and that's what scares me about betting minus 200 or higher favorites against teams that can hit, which the Rockies can. And tonight we're seeing Rockies versus Red Sox. Red Sox minus 145 home favorites in Fenway. Total of 9. This is 7:10 Eastern first pitch. A couple stats here in terms of the records, which are similar on both sides. 20-21 for the Rocks, 11-10 on the road. Pretty impressive numbers road-wise for the Rockies, over 500. Red Sox 22-20 on the season, 11-8 in Fenway. We got Marquez, we got Rodriguez, seeing some over money. It is in a hitter's friendly ballpark, 8.5 up to mostly 9s now, Teddy.
Yeah, and look, last night's game was bizarre in a lot of ways. Rockies went into their game-winning rally in the 11th inning, having struck out 24 times without working a single walk during that span. And yet they won.
That's an MLB record.
Yeah, Bud Black, quote, this is how our guys are built. The resolve they have over the long haul is really, really good stuff. And then Brandon Workman, he hadn't given up a hit in his last 11 appearances, gave up the 2-run bomb to Blackman early on. Alex Cora after the game, quote, it sucks, honestly, but I think we had the right matchups going into that inning. It is what it is. We'll show up tomorrow and go play again. Now, look, they'd won 5 in a row prior to yesterday's games, and Rodriguez has been on a little bit of a roll, coming off a 7-inning scoreless game against the Mariners, 4-0 with a 2.78 ERA during that in his last 6 starts. And it's a Red Sox team that prior to yesterday's loss has been in pretty good form. They've been winning for Rodriguez all year, but Marquez, he's their ace. Last time allowed 10 hits in 5.2, but just gave up 2 runs. He's been pretty good at avoiding the big inning so far this season. And not like Colorado's not winning. They've won 4 of their last 5. A couple of guys real hard, Charlie Blackmon, Nolan Arenado, both on fire in Fenway Park this evening.
Yeah, Teddy, good stuff there. And I believe it was an MLB record in terms of strikeouts without walks last night in that Red Sox Rocks game. But let's talk one more here on the diamond. We got Padres looking to bounce back from last night's loss to the Dodgers, which was a tough one for me. I was on the Pods plus the points. Paddock just got burnt by the long ball last night, so took the L in that. But we got Padres, Dodgers minus 155 in Dodger Stadium tonight. Total of 7.5. This is a 10:10 Eastern, 7:10 Pacific first pitch. So the nightcap here, we got Padres 22-20 on the season, 12-9 on the road, playing well outside of Petco. Dodgers 28-16, very impressive this year, and an even more impressive, Teddy, 18-6 home record. What are you seeing here as far as the Pods and the Dodgers in this NL West clash?
Well, Kenta Maeda right now is one hurler who season-long numbers are not going to reflect his current form. He's got a 4.03 ERA for his season-long numbers. His current form's unbelievable. Last time out, last two starts, he's been dominant. Last time out against the Nats, gave up one hit in 6 innings, 6 scoreless innings. Quote, I had a good feeling on my pitches around the 5th and 6th innings in my outing at San Diego. That was his first outing in May. The biggest difference was my slider. I had a good feeling on the break, and I was able to carry that over to Friday, which is his last start. Worth noting that Dave Roberts pushed Maeda ahead of Rich Hill, who was originally slated to start in this ballgame. Hill getting an extra day or more's worth of rest. But, Padres lost yesterday. John's been pretty good. I have no issue with him. He's not someone that's going to go 9 innings. They're trying to eat up 4, 5, 6 innings with the guy. And he has a decently hot offense behind him. Manny Machado is on a little bit of a hitting streak, hitting bombs again yesterday. Quote, Andy Green, the Padres manager, he's looked good for a while. He had some really good swings in previous Dodgers series. Overall, he's in a good spot. No surprise here, even though Maeda's been great. I wouldn't be surprised if the Padres give him a battle today.